Hello Leo, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your 2024 forecast for Sun, Moon and Rising. So of course you can watch this whenever it comes up, but I will be placing a card for each month of the year. We will also do a theme for the year, guidance from Spirit for the year, and also cross of truth to tell me where you're at, where the desires are moving forward, what your general challenges will be for the year, the favored position and the outcome. What that means is that you can return back to this video at any point at the year, see where you're at and see what energies are coming towards you. If you've subscribed, I will be posting on the community page reminders that you can click back onto so that you don't have to kind of scroll through your history or the videos to see it. So let us begin. We will do a theme for the year with the Sacred Destiny deck and see what theme you are experiencing and exploring in 2024. Please remember that energies are non-gender specific, and of course this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Leo. Right. Happiness. Happiness is your theme, okay? Now with the dolphins, it is also about finding joy in things. So your theme that you are really exploring this year of 2024 is, what is happiness for you? Of course, it does mean that you're going to be experiencing moments of elation throughout the year, but it feels to me like that is your guidance system for 2024. What represents happiness to you? You may be experiencing a multitude of things and then kind of checking back within yourself and kind of going, I'm not so sure that makes me happy. Or, oh, this does make me happy and I wasn't expecting it to make me happy. Right, so it's all about raising your vibrations and staying in a joyful state, and it is the focus this year. What makes you happy? And it may not be as it may not be what you expect or what you think. It's the strongest energy I'm getting. So in that case, it's a good idea to experiment many different things to see what that is for you. So for some of you, you're becoming a parent as well this year, so it does bring an added level of joy. Now the happiness card has also got a bit of an adolescence, a kind of a juvenile quality to it, being happy and childlike for the sake of it, right? Again, I feel like that's going to really serve you this year, 2024. Okay, so we're going to get a card for each month of the year. Bear with me as I lay it all out and the cross of truth before we delve in. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, let us get a cross of truth for you. Okay, current position, desire, yeah. Favored position, nice. Challenge and the outcome. Okay, Leo. The curve of the year, right? The curve of the year, I'm going to try and do it in like mirror image so that you can see it. You start off quite high, quite strong, and then you have a bit of a dip. Okay, and then you gather your momentum and then you end up high again. All right, so let us go through all of this. I need to cross my legs for this one. Right, very positive, but we have a few things that you need to come to terms with. All right, starting the year, you have the exact same card as the Sagittarius card, which is the Three of Wands. Okay, so you start the year off kind of plodding away and kind of in a waiting phase. Keep doing as you're doing, keep working on what you're working on. Even if it's a romantic person, even if it's a family member that you feel kind of that you don't really see eye to eye, keep doing your magic, keep working your magic, keep kind of try and remember to remain compassionate. Whatever you're physically working on for the future, kind of just keep plodding away at it. Okay, this all good things come to those who wait, right? But I don't feel like you're waiting. I feel like you kind of you're doing the work beneath the surface, and it's going to gather up a lot of momentum soon. Okay, what that does for you is in February we've got the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is fortune after difficulty. It is feeling happy ever after kind of energy. You're feeling supported within your family environment, your home environment. Things are kind of feeling more uplifted for you. You feel more in your vibe in February. So that's why it's important in January to kind of just keep, you know, chipping away at that masterpiece that you're making, because in February you're going to really start to you're going to feel overwhelmed, and I don't feel overwhelmed in a ridiculous sense here. I feel like just more self-assured, connected, feeling quite fulfilled, quite settled, all of those sorts of energies. All right, so as you move through that in February, then we move into March, and now it's like the 10 of Cups energy has been, it almost feels like you've been able to have a bit of a break or some time out and just enjoy for the sake of enjoying. The happiness card, right? Focusing on your happiness. Excuse me. But Leo, you don't sit still for very long. You like to get moving, you like to get working again. So that sort of February time where things feel settled and calm and content. Now you're kind of starting to think, okay, well, what's next? What next am I going to be doing? And we've got the 3 of Pentacles turning up for you in March. So you're going to pick up something that you worked on in the past, okay? And you're going to start to build from there. It is something that you have been either skill set, perhaps even a past job that you are returning to. But what this is you're going back to the drawing board and you're now tweaking things. It feels to me like February gives you that kind of rest and rejuvenation to be able to do it. You feel like you're filled up now, okay? So now you can get back to kind of work, right? 3 of Pentacles sometimes talks about fixing something, tweaking something, going back on it, but gathering a few people, collaborating with a few people to make sure that it's not just from your perspective, even though you're the architect of it, but that you are ensuring that other people have, you gain their expertise, their skill set as well, to make sure that it really is the best it can be. This could be anything by the way of a book and getting other people to proofread it. This could be kind of a renovation project. Maybe you're able to buy a little piece of land or a derelict kind of shed and you're wanting to fix it, but you need to bring people into it. Whatever it is something that that you used to have quite a lot of skills in, and it feels to me like in going back on it and gathering more people involved, you're going to be learning more, okay, and really mastering it as well. Now we move from the 3 of Pentacles into April, and we've got the 4 of Swords. So the 4 of Swords shows me that you have perhaps burnt the candle at both ends, because Leo, I know you like to burn out all your fire and work really, really hard, okay? But you do have this level of protection. So this can be anything by the way of being able to sort of again take some time out, have a break, have a breather, maybe go away for a bit. It could be that you have a little bit run down, so perhaps your immunity has gone down and you need to take some time to recuperate. It doesn't feel massive for me, but it's something that is that if you don't deal with it, it could develop. So I would say, well, we do have the Centaur here, which is Chiron, the wounded healer. So you're protected in this. Also financially protected if you need to take some time off. I do feel that if you don't take this opportunity, it could spiral. So it'd be wise to take some time out and just rejuvenate. The energy I'm really getting is that you've just kind of burnt yourself out a bit, right? It's almost like trying to work to a deadline and putting in all the hours, and it's just caused a bit of a rift. Like your energy levels are just kind of going, whoa, I need a break now. Okay. Now we do have a bit of a tricky energy in May, which is the following month. Okay. So this is why I'm saying if you don't allow yourself some time to recover and just to give yourself some space, you could feel a lot worse. But really, I'm getting something else. The Ten of Swords in May is really about kind of recognizing that there's a belief system or way of doing something that you recognize it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore. It can be on the like the world stage, in terms of that's a system that's just dead and over with. We can't rely on that. Okay. And therefore you cannot buy into that anymore. Maybe even if it's an investment that you made and then the company went, into administration. It's all of that sort of energy. It could also be something along the lines of what you understood your happiness to be. You realize that that doesn't make you happy, right? Again, bringing us back to the theme of what happiness is. And you're sort of learning what the difference between mental happiness, conventional happiness, and your happiness within your heart. Okay, so you may be seeing something in your environment, or have these epiphanies in your mind about, oh wow, I was so sure that would make me happy, and I realize it hasn't. It doesn't make me happy. Or maybe you've been involved in a partnership, romantic, business, friendship, and you realize it doesn't make me happy. It tires me out too much. It sort of just drains my energy. And so it's kind of recognizing that something's over. Something's over. It's finished. You've done all you need to do within it, and you no longer want to invest your energy into that anymore, because it no longer rings true for you. So this is where your discernment, in May, your discernment is going to be spot on. You're starting to sense it in April time, which is why you're feeling a little bit kind of under the weather, because there's like intuitive hits and kind of things that are coming on in that make you feel a little bit not so great, right? And that can easily manifest into, small illnesses, nothing major I don't see. But you're needing some time to process, and having processed that and given your time to recoup and honoring the body and honoring the mind and honoring the heart, then in May it's like over, done. And maybe it takes quite a lot of paperwork or communication to really bring that to a close. Okay. Now, in June, this is where I was talking about the curve of the year. And so you start off strong, then we have a bit of a dip, and then you end strong again. Okay. In June, having closed something off, having realized something's over, done, over. There's no way you can bring it back into life anymore. It's not happening, right? In June, it feels to me like you may have a bit of a backlash from that. The Five of Wands basically talks about conflict. We can talk about gossip. You can talk about kind of internal conflict or external conflict. It could be people around you who are scrambling around like crazy because nobody's seeing eye to eye, and they all just simply have their own vision. Okay, no one's looking at they're all kind of on a branch of a tree, right? No one's looking out for the good of the trunk of the tree, how it's rooted into the ground. They're all kind of branching off into different ideas and different directions. And that's causing a little bit of discordance within you in terms of where you're putting it's like, well, now what I do, either there may be gossip around you regarding with, a particular ending that you've done or taken place, or you don't know what to do with your skill set now. Okay, maybe you feel a bit like at a crossroads in terms of work, or maybe you feel like if it was something within an organization that you worked for that came now to an end, maybe there was a redundancy there or a cut or something. Now the kind of residue of that in June causes a bit of internal conflict and turmoil, and it could reduce you to this place of, I don't know where I sit, I don't know where I stand, I don't know which direction to go in, and everyone's got something to say about it, and I need some time to figure out what it is for me. Again, returning to this question of what represents happiness for you. Okay, now don't worry, it's all getting better. Okay, as we move into July, we've got the Page of Swords. So we've got some very promising news coming on in. Okay, after all this conflict, and you see, conflict, when we experience it internally or externally, it has the tendency to make us lose our sense of confidence. And in July, we've got the Page of Swords coming in, which is news, positive news that's coming on in, communication or change in technologies that we use, right? That is going to lighten the load and also put you back into a place of, okay, well, this is something, right? It enables you to gather your self-confidence again, because where you were feeling a little bit of conflict, now you're getting access to more information that is going to serve you for your highest good. Okay, it could be anything by the way of, if you're feeling stuck in a job situation, perhaps we get some good news about an offering that's coming on in that will suit your skill set. And then as you are in experimental phase of 2024, you can test those waters and try that out. So it's almost like just when you think everything is lost, right? And there's like, even the word corruption is coming to mind, okay? Then following that, you will get some good news. There is good news. There is a way out. And I'm really being drawn to the wings on the pigeon that invokes a more sense of freedom, okay? So there is freedom coming towards you, something that will enable you to feel less stuck and more free. As we move into August, we have this Ace of Swords coming in. So it's like, I get it. Right, this is the truth serum. This is the eye of the storm. This is the eye of the needle. This is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This is a perspective on your own values and on your external values of the world at large, about who you are as a person, who you are within the society that you live in. Okay, it's a whole new way of thinking about something. It could bring with it new communication. It could bring with it truth that you never even questioned before. It could be truth that's coming forward from if there was someone that did you harm in May time. It may take another 3 months until July brings about the truth of what really went down. So the parameters. Now, the sword is always a double-edged sword. So we always love to, seeking the truth is good for our highest purpose, for our highest good, so that we can navigate ourselves and understand what our own internal truth is too. But it does can also have ramifications, because as it's an ace, it's a new beginning, it's a new way. And a new way basically encourages us to take on change and be okay with change, be okay with something new that is taking place around us. So this could have many kind of global aspects involved in this, or it could just be something that's kind of making you really reconsider what work you do and where you want to be in the world. Okay, now, having understood and really gathered that truth and that new perspective on what happiness represents for you, we move into September, and we've got the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups sees you in a very softened place now. This is like you are now taking your time, you're feeling a lot more patient, and you're following your heart. And instead of kind of, you've kind of recognized, you've had the aha moment of like, happiness is basically where my heart feels warm. How do I make my heart feel warm? Can other people do it for me? No. Can I do it for myself? Yes. And so it's like you're recognizing those energies within you, and also maybe in a weird way kind of just slowing down and just seeing where that takes you as an experiment. Does this bring me joy? Does this bring me happiness? So you are really following your heart in September. I mean, there could be someone around you that is a very strong connection as well, that has also given their heart to you in the sense of a very nurturing feeling, a good listener, a close connection, motherly kind of energy as well. But again, it's about following the heart, and maybe that's what the aha moment is. It's like, because we went through quite a lot of swords energy before, but now you're going back, you return back to the heart center. Okay, what is this happiness? Feels like you spend September kind of really doing some introspection, some hermit phase, and some kind of soul searching as well. But it's very gentle. I feel very gentle and at ease with this energy, which is really nice. So having gone through all of that gentle ease of September, in October you're like, I've got it, eureka! I have the secret equation for what happiness means to me. And then you start to bring in the divine masculine with the Emperor. Now the Emperor has got foresight for the future, and he knows how to make stuff happen. He is now really willing to move out there, to go out there and make stuff happen. The Emperor is very strategic in his approach. He understands what action needs to take place and how to do it. He also knows how to delegate. He knows how to have a higher perspective than other people do have. And so it feels like, because you really went through your dip now, when I was talking about the curve, you really are on the upward swing now, and you're starting to make your moves, and your moves are based in the heart space, on that area of patience that you kind of experimented with in September. In October, you're like fired up and ready to take action. And the Emperor is very successful in all of his endeavors. So you really are using, it's like you're going back to the drawing board and you're bringing together all your resources, all your skills, and you're kind of blending it into this goal that you have, right? And you have, once you have the goal, you break it down into step-by-step actions. And each plan that you have, there's the main plan, and there's variations of the plan. Should that not go according to plan, it's going to veer off in this direction. So you really are kind of it feels like manipulating the energy around you. The fire around you is a fire sign. It's Aries, but still fire. Now, as we move into November, we've got the Two of Pentacles. So now you're taking your endeavors and you're mastering them to another higher level. You're stretching your muscles with the Two of Pentacles. This is a gymnast who's already received gold medals, okay? And he knows how to apply himself. He knows how to master his skills. So he's on a bit of a balancing act. So you may find in November, in order to really bring something into creation, you take that Emperor energy. In November, you're stretching it as far as it can be stretched. So I know I'm speaking quite metaphorically here, but it could be as simple as, say you've got £500 or $500, and you are really doing your research in the Emperor of, where do I put that in? Where am I going to get the most out of that? What can I make the most? And you stretch it as far as it can go. It could be a skill set. How can you make the most of that skill set? It's got a very kind of Queen of Pentacles kind of energy attached to it. So you really are mastering your skill, and you're doing it, whatever you're doing is, no one would be able to top you on this one, right? Because it's like almost you're doing something that could almost be perceived as an impossible task, and yet you're doing it, right? So really busy month for you, November, because you're fired up from October. And then as you move into it, and as you stretch, it could even be relative to a new love that may come in if you're looking for love, okay? Maybe you get the truth of that coming in August. And September, there's kind of like a waiting period, a courting period, and then you start to make your moves for the long term, which is that Emperor energy. Now, maybe that you're stretched for time in November, but you've got this, you can handle it. And by December, it's beautiful, because in December, we have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is you seeing eye to eye with somebody else. This is a close connection. It doesn't matter in what format. It could be with an estranged family member who you now reconcile with. It could be with a loving partnership. Could be with a business partnership, a friend. But the thing to remember here is this person, this connection, is kind of complementary to you. You're very different, okay? So you both have something to bring to the table. Now, this can be in any area of your life, but you're working with understanding what you bring and what someone else brings. And there's an opening, a meeting of the minds, a sharing idea. It also sometimes talks about soulmate energy if you're interested in a love aspect. But this is where you're experiencing the flip side of the coin in terms of the emotional body, and you're understanding love, connection at a much deeper level. It's highly spiritual actually. So that is really, really nice. Now, if we move on to your cross of truth, you're going to find throughout the year you're returning back to this moment of the hermit phase. It's like you're going back to the drawing board. And this is why I was picking up on this happiness as well, figuring out what happiness means to you. Of course, I did this card after the happiness turned up, but I do feel that you're having to go back to the drawing board multiple points throughout the year, and you're having to do some soul searching and recognizing, okay, where do I sit within all of this? Where do I sit within my workplace, within my social standing, within my partnerships, within my family, within myself? And then when you go really return back to the self, it's like, what is it that makes me happy? Is it connections? Is it recognition? Is it success in whatever way that comes? Is it prosperity? Is it abundance? And you having to figure out what those things are within you. So this is going to happen throughout the year, returning back to the hermit phase, taking some time out and just checking in with the self, okay? It is the most honorable thing you can do to yourself. The desire for the year is the Emperor card. And of course, the Emperor card comes up in October for you, but we have it here throughout the year. Your desire is to really make stuff happen. You are wanting to employ the energy of the Emperor, being able to have the foresight, the vision, the overseer of all, being able to plan ahead and be prosperous no matter what happens, okay? So the desire this year is to attain, to gather information, to plan ahead, and to oversee all for your life, but also for the betterment of others as well. So you are just kind of rearing to go. That's why January is so kind of maybe frustrating for you, because you just want to get going, but there may be a bit of a delay. Now, what's working in your favor is a Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles sees you keeping your cards close to your chest, okay? What's going to be working in your favor this year is to really keep a close eye on your finances. Try not to overspend. If you're going to invest in anything, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, but I'd be very cautious about quick get rich things, even certain cryptocurrencies and things. Maybe you could put a little bit in a few places, but investment maybe would be wise just to hold on to what you got, or at least buy some precious metals, or even land, okay, or anything to do with water purification, okay. But I would, if I were you, I would hold your horses with regards to any major spending, particularly as the economy will go through a bit of an uncertain phase in 2024, okay. What it's also saying as a favorite position here is to keep your ideas to yourself until you're ready to really launch it, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean to say that anyone wants to steal out your ideas, because we receive inspiration from the field. Everyone has access to that. They tune into it. But nobody can quite do it the way you do it. So whatever you decide you want to do with it. So again, I would say keep your cards close to your chest, do your investigations, do your analysis, and only when you're ready to launch, it will have more of an impact, more of a punch when you're ready to launch it. So that would be very, very helpful for you for the whole year. over the course of the year, the challenges that you'll be facing is again to do with the mental body, where we had the Four of Swords, the Ten of Swords, where something has come to an end and you realize it's over. Okay, you may find yourself at periodic points feeling like, I just want to mentally move on from this, and finding that you are being contacted, or your mind is playing tricks on you and trying to pull you back into a frame of mind that you had abandoned because it wasn't no longer serving you. So you may have some ongoing struggles with your mental peace, your peace of mind, okay, which is why your happiness card turns up in your theme, because you've got to try and shift that phase from, if I just put the mind to one side for a moment and just bring back to the heart. What is happiness? What is joy? What is happiness? What is joy? Okay, because the mind is like, okay. So you may find this also may have an aspect of a challenge with regards to certain travels. Maybe you find that you're traveling more than you prefer to, you know. But again, it's just a challenge. It's just something to go through, because I would definitely go through it and be happy and not resist it, because the outcome is 8 of Wands. So it's a very, very prosperous card. This is success, okay? This talks about things happening fast and furious and exciting, and business suddenly coming into the limelight, okay? So a lot of action. Things are going to be turning around pretty quickly this year. So it's going to be a bit like this. But it feels to me, again, that's another travel card. So you may have quite a lot of travel coming up for this year in 2024. Some of it which you might not want to do, but some of it which is going to really put you back on track. Okay, and it's all about happiness. So, Leo, I'm going to do a message from Spirit. Okay. Some guidance for 2024 for your highest good. You may hear the howling wind in the background. It's got a bit of rotten weather outside. Good old England. Okay. What advice do you have for Leo, please? Okay, I'll take that top card. Pretty much the same as that one. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Okay, so again, Spirit is saying you really need to be investigating this energy of happiness and figure out what it is for you, because it feels to me that you are going to be having many reasons this year to feel like it can get the better of you and make you very stern, very serious, and very worried about things. And Spirit's basically saying, enjoy the adventure of it, find the happiness in any moment that you can, and try and loosen up, celebrate every opportunity that you can to kind of keep your vibrations up, because you're heading in a very positive direction. It's wonderful. So Leo, that's what I have for you. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. Don't forget, you can check back into this reading at multiple times throughout the year next year. Of course, if you subscribe, then you can see I will post on the community board reminders of that. If you are interested in any channeling, you should see on this window, it'll pop up a window for the next video, which is the forecast from Anakasanja. I channel a 7th density collective called Anakasanja, and we ask them the question of what can we expect for 2024. And so if you're interested in that, click on that, check that out. Of course, I do really appreciate any likes, comments, shares. Obviously the subscription is completely free, and if you're interested in a personal reading or a channeled session, you can contact me on my website loveatomore.com. Information is in the description box below. Have a happy 2024. Take care.